All right, what's going on, everybody? I want to welcome you to this week's episode of Terrance and Mike, the Sleeping Giants, presented to you by Double E TV. Mike, what's up, man?
Good, man. Cool.
Yeah, man, we got another week, man. Man, you know, me and you was texting one day, and you was talking about you thought it would be cool for Scarface and Ghostface to do something, and then a couple of days later, we get the news that Scarface is going to do a farewell show. I think he's kind of just more interested in doing politics right now. So what are your thoughts about that?
Yeah, like you said, I mean, I know Face has had some health issues in the past. Plus, like you said, he's very much into politics right now. So, I could easily see this just being, his way of giving the fans, one last show and, moving on and to the next chapter of his life. So,
Right.
if that's the case, then, we're obviously, extremely grateful for the contributions that, Scarface has given to the world of hip hop. And, he's obviously trying to make contributions to the world in general, through the political spectrum. And if he can do that, I think that'll be a great thing. So
Right.
I love to see it.
Yeah. You know what made me think though when I saw him doing a farewell concert, I'm thinking, man, like I hope in my mind, I'm hoping that Timberland and Swiss, hey, since he's gonna buy out, this is somebody you really need to get in verses because his contribution should be acknowledged. Like this guy's done too much, man, from his solo work, Ghetto Boys, and other projects that Scarface deserves to be celebrated, man.
Okay. And just the associated acts, that we've gotten a chance, to see. We were talking about Devin the Dude on a previous episode,
Right.
in the Park Space Mob, and there's so many other different acts that have have been introduced to the game through Scarface. I think like you said, his contributions are very important, and to have him in the verses, I think will be amazing. So hopefully, if it's a possibility, hopefully they can get that done.
Yeah, for sure, man. Yeah, he definitely played a big part in what they did with just the whole Houston sound, man. I mean, he's just a legend. And Willie D too, man. I love Willie, man. So yeah. We'll transition, man. Oh my goodness. We got Kanye West and the Drink Champs blowback, and everybody's talking about the interview. What are your thoughts?
Great interview, probably the best interview I've seen since Soulja Boy on the Breakfast Club, in my personal opinion. I mean, he touched on a lot of things. I think for people who aren't familiar with Kanye, we kind of got to see how his mind works in real time. He was jumping from topics kind of quickly, but that's the way that a visionary's mind works in a lot of times, or a lot of situations. Sometimes it's hard, to explain and to actually put into words what you're thinking, because your thoughts are moving so quickly and you're connecting thoughts as you continue on the stream of consciousness or whatever. So I thought it was a good interview. Some of the things that were said about Big Sean and Quali and a couple of other people, I thought were, didn't have to be said, and were unnecessary. But at the same time, this is Kanye West. He's been known for speaking his opinion and his mind throughout his career. So but I definitely think it was a big moment for Nori. I think Nori's price went up, and Drink Champs as a whole, their price went up as a result of this. And we'll see if we get any other Kanye interviews in the near future. I know he talked about Don the Deluxe album, so we'll see if that comes sometime soon. But all in all, I thought it was a really interesting interview.
Yeah, I mean, unfortunately, me and you probably had the podcast before the podcast because we kind of went back and forth on the text about it. I mean, look, man. I mean, I'm cool with everybody speaking their opinion, but I think the way Kanye has always spoken his opinion. I mean, there were times people would go to concerts and be frustrated because instead of having a concert, he's up there going on a rant or whatever. And I remember the Saturday Night Live performance. He went on this rant or whatever. So that's fine. If you want to speak your mind about Jay or whatever you feel, then Big Sean or Talib or Common or whoever, they're entitled to their opinion as well. Just because you get labeled as a genius, is Common not a genius? So it's like everybody is entitled to move however they want to move. And I just think, to me personally, this is my opinion. I don't know what Big Sean and Kanye's relationship is like or whatever. I don't know if it just kind of ran its course and that's why Sean wants to start his own label. I don't know, but just for me personally, I just feel like if you're running for office and we're talking about, we're at a sensitive point in the country where people are losing jobs and homes and stuff like that. And people feel like that it felt like Trump was like toxic or whatever, and you're standing next to him, then why would Sean or Talib or Common not be entitled to their opinion? Now, on the flip side, I understand where Kanye is coming from as far as, African Americans sometimes kind of let the Democrat Party use them or whatever. So on the flip side, you could say, what makes Biden gonna do anything different or whatever? So I guess it just depends how you see it. But the point for me is everybody's entitled to say what they want to say. I don't think it makes them a demon because they had an opinion about Kanye or whatever. And for him to, go that far about, when he dies, I'm here because I signed Big Sean. That's too much, like if that's the case, JayZ could have said the same thing 40 times about him or whatever. So it's like, I don't know. I mean, I didn't see the entire interview. I saw like certain pockets of it or what. I just don't have 2 hours to listen to Kanye talk or whatever.
Well, I mean, I think you should watch the whole interview, first off. But secondly, I mean, I see, as you said, I see Kanye's point in him saying, that he doesn't feel like Sean should speak negatively or should have spoken negatively on him in the media at that time. And, when it comes to politics, people are entitled to their own opinion. I'll never say that people shouldn't have their opinion, but I do feel like it's different. There's a difference between having your opinion and voicing your opinion publicly in the media. I think I made this analogy when we were talking on the text. It's one thing for Big Sean to get on his Twitter page and say, I don't agree with Kanye West's political stance or whatever. And because at that point, there's only so many people who use Twitter. And even on Twitter, there's only so many people who follow Big Sean. When you go on to MSNBC and say that, that's a completely different story. Or when you go on to CNN and say that, it's a completely different story because of the platform and the amount of people who have access to it. So do I think that people are allowed to their opinion? Of course. Do I have a problem with Sean saying what he said? No. But do I understand why Kanye was upset? Yeah, I do. I get it.
Okay, let me ask you a question. And again, I'm just throwing this out there. I mean, okay, but for Sean, his mind, okay, you wearing the mega hat. So Sean has fans. So I mean, again, he may just not rock with that anyway. So it's like, it's one thing for you running for office, but he may just feel like you're doing too much. Like, hey, I gotta say something before you bring my brand down. Like, I want no parts of this. So I hear what you're saying about the whole, I don't have to say it publicly, but you're going to be asked publicly. You know what I'm saying? And that doesn't mean you don't have to, again, why does he have to bite his tongue? But Kanye can just, say whatever he wants to say or whatever. But again, I gave this analogy before, 50 Cent and Chamillionaire were friends and 50 said something negative about Chamillionaire. And then when Chamillionaire saw him, he pulled 50 to the side and said, what are you doing? And 50 said, I gave you a law that you didn't take advantage of. Had you, basically said something back, we both would be popping right now. So I don't know how much of this is just media press. Big Sean and Hit Boy got the EP out. Kanye is probably going to do a Donda deluxe or whatever. So a lot of times just to get people to talk. I don't know how personal or how real some things really is to put a whole lot of stock into it, but just my personal opinion from Taylor Swift to everything else that Kanye has had his opinions about, everybody's entitled to their opinion. Nobody should have to, you know, tiptoe around just because you gave them a record deal. You know, it's like, I mean, he's never bit his tongue about Jay at all.
I agree with that. But once again, my point is not that Big Sean shouldn't have an opinion. My point is that if you are actively doing business with this man, and he claims that Kanye West was his brother, they both claim that they're brothers. So if this is your brother and you're actively doing business with him, and you know this man is running for president, why would you say anything negative about him in the media? That's the only thing that I don't understand. You know, you can have your own public opinion about him. You know, like I said, say it on your Twitter page, say it on your Instagram, your Facebook. Those are things. You got access to 1 million people. But you go on MSNBC, which is specifically deals in politics. You go on to CNN, which specifically deals with politics, and you something about Kanye West and politics, then it's going to be used against him. You say it on Twitter, that's one thing. So, you know, I can understand why Kanye was mad. That's all I'm saying.
Okay, all right, but let me ask you, isn't it hypocritical that you made a song called Big Brother talking about JayZ, and then you go on stage in one of his rants saying, JayZ, don't have me killed. I know you got money. Isn't that going to affect JayZ's business dealing? So it's like, it's just, to me, it's just being hypocritical. And then you got the whole I'm a Christian thing and you're doing gospel and blah, blah, blah. So I don't know how much good of a look any of it came off anyway, you know, as far as, oh yeah, I did like a group text with Jay and Big Sean and Kim Kardashian and Travis and Drake. And I said I'm more money than all y'all combined. But then you come out, when you came out the gate, had the All Falls Down, you rapping against materialism. So I'm confused. Like if you're a Christian, and I don't know, man. It's just, to me, it's like all over the place and it's like scatterbrain.
Well, okay, All Falls Down was on College Dropout, so that was a long time ago. Clearly, we're not dealing with the same level of person that we were dealing with when All Falls Down was out. As far as the things that he said about Jay, I mean, yeah, we know Kanye has been known to go on rants and to, you know, say things that are deemed as controversial or anything. So, like, I don't, you know, he's not doing anything new. This is all stuff that we've known him to do for a long time. So none of this surprises me. And as far as the interview goes, I think it was a great look for Kanye. When I saw the interview, it had been 13 hours and it had 1.6 million views. If I wanted to go and look at it again, I can imagine the views are probably triple that by now. So I think it was a great look for Kanye. I think it was a great look for Nori. And honestly, I think everybody who was mentioned in the interview got press. I seen Kweli on his Instagram page. You know, despite all the negative things he said about Kweli, he said that the Black Star album is the best album since My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy. I went to Kweli's page and what do I see? Him promoting the Black Star album. So at the end of the day, like you said, whether this is a lob or whether this is, you know, him speaking what he normally does, none of this surprises me.
Right.
So this is all what I expect from Kanye.
Yeah, it has to be that, because again, if Sean is a piece of crap for saying something, then you will be the same thing for talking about Jay. You know, like, but I don't know. I mean, these are rich people's problems. You know, God bless them. You know.
But here's the difference, because when Kanye goes on a 45-minute rant about JayZ at his concert, these are people who paid to come see Kanye West. Once again, we're talking about...
Those people weren't happy about it, though.
They might not have been happy, but once again, we're talking about going to a public platform, bills in politics, and speaking your voice and speaking your opinion about someone else's politics on that platform. That's a completely different story from going on a 45-minute rant at your concert or taking shots at Kweli and Big Sean on Drink Champ. It's different. It's not the same, in my opinion.
Okay. I mean, to me, but again, I've seen radio interviews where he said stuff about people, so it's the same thing. I mean, I'm not saying Kanye shouldn't say what he wants to say. All I'm saying is don't try to hold Sean or anybody else to different rules. Just because you gave them a record deal, if that's the case, JayZ could say, hey, you shut your mouth. I signed you. You're being disloyal. So it's like, I don't know, man. I mean, it is what it is. But okay, now I'm thinking about like 50 and Buck or whoever. Like, just because you sign me, it doesn't mean that if you disrespect me, I don't have to, I can't fire back. That's what I think.
And I don't feel like that's the point that I'm trying to get across. Maybe that's the way it's coming across, but that's not the point that I'm trying to get across. I don't have a problem with Big Sean having his opinion. If Big Sean want to go on Drink Champs and slam Kanye for 2 hours, I have no problem with it.
Nori invited him too.
And he's probably going to go do it.
Right.
But regardless, I have no problem with that. I have a problem with him. Like I said, it's the fact that we're talking about politics. If he wants to speak on his personal feelings as Kanye West as a man, then that's one thing. When we're talking about politics and we're talking about going to a public forum involving politics and speaking on someone else's politics, that's where I had the issue.
Okay, let me ask you. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
And it wasn't even that Sean disagreed with Kanye's politics. I have no problem with Sean disagreeing with Kanye's politics. I don't like the fact that he did it on a public forum.
Okay.
Right? And being CNN, MSNBC, don't do it there. If you want to do it on Twitter, you want to do it on where you can control the narrative, then do it. I have no problem with that.
Okay.
But don't do it in a public place on another forum where the narrative can be fun and controlled and then turn into something that wasn't even supposed to be.
Okay, now let's take your viewpoint right there. I'll apply that to Just Blaze. Now he went on that public platform and basically threw Just Blaze under the bus. Like, that's hypocritical. What did Just Blaze do? Why did he deserve that?
That's his opinion with Just Blaze. And if he feels that way, then who's to tell him he can't feel that way?
But I thought you just said that he just don't go on a public platform and say that. So why is he taking shots at Just Blaze?
This is the conversation, is the fact that Kanye was running for president and we're talking about politics. This is not Just Blaze is not running for president. Just Blaze conversation is not about politics.
I think it's Kanye wants to control the narrative and basically control people is the problem.
I mean, you're entitled to your own opinion about it, bro. But like I said, I think the issue for me was that, because it's the same thing when he talked about Common, when he talked about John Legend, all of those thoughts, the quality, all of those thoughts were within things that he didn't like that people said about him while he was running for president. I don't think Kanye has a problem with people talking about him, but I think Kanye felt like people that were close to him were used against him at a point when he could have made some traction when he was doing the running for president thing, and that hurt him in the long run. And I agree with him. I agree 100%
that hurt him.
Yes, that the things that Sean, the things that Kweli, and some of those people said about him were used against him. I 100% believe it. Yes.
Now, hold on. When you say hurt him, I mean hurt his feelings or hurt his chances of winning? Because I don't think he had no chance of winning.
He had no chances of winning, but it does not help your chances any when Fox News can run a clip of Kweli, the same dude that brought you into the music business, saying all of these things about you wearing a MAGA hat. And it doesn't help you when Big Sean, the same dude that you signed, CNN can run a whole package of Big Sean saying he don't agree with your politics. That's what I'm talking about.
But it's politics, though. Nobody's gonna agree. I'm sure we can find friends of Joe Biden who don't agree with him or whatever. That's the part of like Scarface is gonna go through this. It may be people who rock with him as far as his music, but don't agree with his political stances. That's politics, I
have no problem with them not agreeing. I have a problem with them going to public forums that deal with politics and talking about him. If you have a problem with him, how he feels, say it on your own floor, in your own forum, in your own.
But Mike, what you're missing is though. But Kanye always goes on he goes on the radio and does the same thing though. You see what I'm saying? So why don't he just practice what he preaches and he keeps his mouth shut about other people?
We're not talking about politics. That's the difference. Like I said, I don't care what Kanye says about other people. I don't care what other people say about Kanye. We're talking about politics. That's the difference.
Okay. All right. Okay. All right. We'll move on to Travis Scott and the concert.
I mean, it's a terrible, situation. I can't remember exactly how many people they said were killed. I think 6 to 8. A couple young children.
11.
And, there's some 11 people were killed.
I'm hearing 11 and 300 injured.
Yeah, I know there were several injuries. And I'm sure the numbers have probably been updated since the last time that I saw it. But regardless, it's a terrible situation. Concerts are supposed to be environments where people can, have a good time, enjoy listening to music. But, at the same time, I think some of the types of music, especially nowadays, that are popular kind of incite some of these types of, incidents. And, even back to, our day, like, we think about hits like Tear the Club Up and, and stuff like that. These were songs that when they were played in the right environment and, people were, not on their best behavior, which could incite, that this type of behavior that we saw, similar at the Travis thing, people busting down gates. And I even read something that said one of the security guards was injected with some drug or something. Like,
yeah, people's going around like injecting people. Yeah.
Like, that's just craziness. And I think it's gonna hurt Travis's brand a lot. I think it's highly unfortunate for all of the people who were involved, the people who were killed or injured. I said you never want to see a situation like that. But I don't think this is a good look for Travis or his brand, to be honest.
Drake was a part of this thing too, so they're both being sued.
Yeah, I saw something earlier that said Drake had some ties to it as well. Drake's hand is in everything, so I'm not surprised, honestly, that was somehow involved with this as well. But it's bad, and
and he's been criticized by people who felt like the show should have stopped and they didn't stop. I don't know, bro. I mean, I've seen a video. I'm not even going to mention this on the pod. Some boy said something. I'm not even going to get into that.
Yeah, I saw it too.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, you know what I'm saying? What's odd is I read a story today. Cat Williams had a performance, I think, last night or maybe Saturday, and somebody passed out during his performance, and Cat stopped the whole show. You know what I'm saying? Because just like, hey, stop. You know what I'm saying? Let's get some attention to this person. And I mean, look, concerts with that many people, you never know what's gonna happen. Do I think Travis bears some type of responsibility in this situation? Absolutely. But, like I said, it's just a terrible situation. Our thoughts and prayers to anyone who was involved, who was hurt, or even worse. And, like I said, I just don't think it's a very good look for Travis. I think this will end up hurting his name and his brand in the long run. And while I'm thinking about this, I saw, I think it was Star actually, that said the Who had 11 people killed at a concert that they did in like the 70s or whatever. And I mean, people being killed at concerts is not, is not something that just started happening yesterday.
Right.
But when a lot of the responsibility of stopping what's happening or somewhat controlling the environment is not done by the proper people, the security, and Travis himself, they bear some responsibility in that. So I think this is going to be something that hurts.
Yeah, I mean, Travis probably shouldn't even had that authority to continue. I mean, somebody over the venue, just should have shut it down or whatever. Yeah, it's unfortunate, man. It kind of makes me think about, Puffy had this, it wasn't a concert, well, it was a basketball game, right? Back in the 90s or whatever. So yeah, this stuff has happened before, man. But I've gone to some, Live Nation events or whatever. I don't know. Maybe there's something they're gonna have to kind of revamp how they're doing stuff. I've heard some people criticize about it was too many people anyway with the COVID still going on. Um, so I don't know, man. This is like unfortunate. I don't want to like speculate too much. Like how some people are about this is a satanic ritual and all that kind of stuff. I'm not getting into all that, but our thoughts and prayers are with them, and hopefully other artists, will learn from this situation, and not just the artists, but security in general. But when you made a point earlier, I'm surprised we haven't had more of this before, because you got, you know, 15, 20,000 people in one venue. Obviously, some people were dealing with health issues and seizures and all kinds of stuff. So I'm just, even football games, I'm surprised you just haven't seen more of issues happen or whatever. But I'm sure if there was a football game or NBA playoffs or something like that, and somebody had some type of stroke or incident or whatever, I don't think they're going to stop the game either.
Yeah, I mean, probably not. But I mean, it really depends on what the situation is. But at the end of the day, when people are coming to see you, you bear some onus and the responsibility. So,
Sure.
Like I said, it's just an unfortunate situation.
Right. Yeah, definitely, man. Our thoughts and prayers are with them. And what's up with Joe Budden, man?
Okay, so there was a clip, maybe like a 40-second clip that was going viral a few days ago. Today is currently what's today saying? Monday, November.
Today is November 8th.
November 8th. So this was probably Friday or Saturday. 40-second clip that was going around where Joe Budden assumed, where it looked like Joe Budden was coming out as bisexual. I don't watch the Joe Budden podcast all the time. I watch some episodes. A lot of times I'll catch clips. So I saw the clip. And of course, being the way that society is right now, I had to go and see the full context of the statement, because we live in a society that is based off headlines. Headlines in a lot of situations control the narrative more than the story does. But regardless, I wanted to hear the conversation in full context and what they were talking about, which interestingly enough kind of segues into a topic that we were talking about a few weeks ago, was the situation with the baby and Rolling Loud concert, where he said all of those things, and then 50 brought him out during his set at Rolling Loud. And what was announced was that the baby has been given a tour by Rolling Loud. It was a 16-city tour, and this was basically given to him as a result of him apologizing to the leader of an organization that represents the LGBT plus community. So that's what the conversation was about. I think the clip was highly misconstrued. I don't feel like Joe Budden came out as bisexual. Even if he did, honestly, I don't really care. It's 2021. At this point,
everybody coming out. Yeah,
things aren't new at this point. So I didn't think it was a huge media deal to the point that it was going viral anyway. But that's what makes news today in our society. So I guess that just is what it is.
Yeah, I think Joe is getting smart. He knows certain statements are gonna generate interest, attention. It's gonna get people clicking, whether it's true or not true. I just thought it was funny. I mean, Star was talking about it. That's why I sent it to you or whatever. But But people do stuff just to troll. I don't really have a lot of comments about it. I found what Tahiri said to be just shook my head. I'm not gonna go there, but I don't know if Joe's happy, doing what he does as far as learning the algorithms of YouTube and doing what he's got to do to get new viewers and stuff like that. Do it, I mean, some people feel like the pod isn't the same without Rory and Maul. But it is what it is. Joe just keep doing whatever he does, man.
Well, I mean, I just look at it like this: if he had come out and said, "I am bisexual" or whatever, then we could have a whole different conversation. But I think the words that were used in the 40-second clip to say that he came out as bisexual were definitely misconstrued. And I think anyone who watches the full segment where they were talking about this whole thing would see that. So, that's my stance on it. Like I said, I don't care whether Joe Budden is bisexual or not.
Right.
But I just think his words were definitely misconstrued. And I think it turned into one of those viral moments where, we'll see a headline and they run with it.
Right. But you think he just did it to troll, right?
I mean, the statement that he made was something like, "I like boys and girls." And I don't know whether he was talking. I'm really not even sure exactly what his purpose behind saying that was. Like, I think he was, like I said, they were talking about the whole thing with the baby.
Right.
And the concert series provided him by Rolling Loud.
Right.
So,
so maybe sarcastically he was trying to say that. Let me get it back too. Let me get it back too. Hey, I'm the same thing, so I can get some money, right?
That's what I think more than anything.
Okay.
But I don't think that was a declaration of him coming out.
Right. I got
and
you.
If it, congrats to Joe Budden if it was.
Right. I got you. Last segment, man. To me, it's not even news. 50 Cent drama with stars. That's what 50 does. Anytime he's the same thing we just mentioned with Joe. I mean, it's probably for press or whatever, but I think some pictures that circulated of M playing the character on BMF or whatever, and I guess 50 didn't want that out. It leaked too fast or whatever, and I remember when he did the whole Curtis album, a music video had leaked, and he went up and ripped the TV off the wall or whatever. It is what it is. I mean, 50 and Stars, anytime Stars does something that he doesn't like, he'll say something. So it's not really newsworthy to me, but what are your thoughts?
Well, my friend, on the contrary, I think this is very newsworthy. Okay. And the reason I feel this is because Stars accidentally leaked episode 7 of BMF on the Stars app Saturday night.
Okay.
And the episode is not scheduled to air until next Saturday. Now, I saw the episode in full. And as you said, Eminem was supposed to be in the episode playing, a specific character. I won't reveal that because I don't want Stars nor 50 coming from me. But, so the whole episode, it may still even be out there now for people watch this pod. It may still even be out there now. I saw it last night. So yeah, the full episode is out there, and I understand why 50 was upset because basically this is supposed to premiere next weekend, but God knows how many people have already seen it. And then that's going to end up hurting the numbers of the show in the long run if people aren't watching it on the app or aren't actually actively watching it on Stars, if they're going to other mediums to watch bootleg or the leaked episode. So I understand 50's beef with this. And I know he has some issues with them with Power as well.
A lot.
I know he leaked like the whole 6th season or something like that or whatever, but like I know there's been a lot of going back and forth, between the two entities. So but in this specific instance, I understand why 50 is upset. And it was a really good episode for those of you who do get a chance to see it maybe before it airs. I'm not sure how much longer those links with access to it will be up. But, it's a very good episode, and I understand why 50 was upset.
Mm. All right. We'll move on to album reviews, man. We got Mac Hami, Pray for Haiti. What were your thoughts?
Okay, Mac Hami, Pray for Haiti. The first, and this won't be as detailed as a lot of my normal reviews when it comes to albums, because I don't have the features like I normally do, but I will just, name the tracks that I liked and give just some general context. But to me, I like that his beats and his production is different, but in a way, I feel like that hurts him. The first couple tracks of the CD or the album, rather, were kind of hard for me to get into. I like the flow. I like his unorthodox rapping style, but the production I felt like kind of hindered some of those songs from really being really good. To me, it really started getting good around Macro Jackson. I really enjoyed that one. And I thought the next couple songs, the Stellar Ray Theory and Marie or Mary, were all pretty.
That's my favorite. That's my favorite.
Some of the better songs of the album for me. West Side's all over this album as well too. I want to say he produced it as well. Which obviously Pray for Haiti. We had Pray for Paris. I think that was 2019. So yeah, there's the correlation between that. I like Pin Rail. I like Magnum Band. Au Revoir. Au Revoir was very good. I love the melody. I can't remember her last name. Her vocals were incredible. I like the production of that track probably. That one, Stellar Ray Theory and Marie were probably my favorite production-wise of the album. And I thought Blockchain was really cool too.
I like it too.
Yeah, so all in all, I thought it was a solid album. Like I said, I think it could have been overall, I think I could have had a better feeling for the overall project if it had started a little stronger production-wise. But I liked it though. I thought it was good. And kind of push you in the typical Griselda type feel, especially considering that West Side was very heavily involved with it. So
yeah, Marie is my favorite track, man. Kind of like seemed like he took one of Pac's lines, whatever, for the hook. But yeah, I liked it, man.
I think he had a Ghostface line in there too. Can't remember it off the top of my head right now, but
yeah,
it was Ghostface said in one of his songs. We'll talk if I remember. We'll talk about it on the next pod. But
okay.
Yeah, he had a Ghostface line on that Marie song too.
Yeah,
Stellar Ray Theory. Yeah, he had a Ghostface line on Stellar Ray Theory. That was it.
Okay. Yeah, I like that too. Blockchain, probably another one of my favorites. Yeah, it kind of puts me in that Griselda type of mood or whatever. Yeah, I thought it was a good project. Magnum Band was cool as well. So yeah, I mean, I see he has like some other projects he dropped this year as well, like an EP. So I definitely check it out. It's my first time listening to a project by him. But I like the artwork he did too. Kind of typical of what Griselda does, because you get not only the samples, but you get the kind of unique artwork as well. So it was cool. It made me want to listen to some more of his music. But Marie, that's the joint right there, man. I like it a lot.
Definitely fire.
Yeah. Next up, man, bro, I was kind of shocked on this next one, man. We got Kenny Mason, Angelic Hoodrat Supercut. I liked it, bro. I mean, I'm a rock fan. I like rock music, and so a lot of the beats were kind of rock-like. Looking at his picture, I don't know anything about Kenny Mason, but looking at his picture, he looks like real young or whatever. But I like what he did on here, man. 43 is a good record. There's a song called A+. Denzel Curry. I don't know who that is, but he snapped on there.
we have to cover Denzel Curry. He's got an album out I think with Kenny Beats, and I'm glad you mentioned him. We have to cover Denzel Curry. I love
Okay.
Denzel Fire.
Yeah, yeah, he snapped, man. Much Money, got Freddie Gibbs, Pup, Titan, Apartments, and Storm. So those tracks stood out to me. I don't know. Did you pick up what the whole theme in this album with the like dogs was or whatever? It's like a lot of like dog references, like dogs barking and stuff like that.
Uh, Not exactly, but what I will say about it, okay, so he dropped Angelic Hood Rat last year, which would have been 2020. This is the super cut. I prefer Angelic Hood Rat to this album, and there's some songs that were on both. Uh, but most of the songs that you see on the supercut were not on the original Angelic Hood Rat. So for me, I thought Angelic, and before I get into this, I thought Angelic Hood Rat was probably one of the better albums. I won't even say probably. I thought it was one of the best albums of last year.
Mm.
Yeah, without a doubt.
Okay.
Yeah. So highlights for me are, I'm guessing that's RIA, RIH, A plus with Denzel Curry, like you said, Fire, Much Money with Freddie Gibbs, Play Ball I like, Pup, Titan, Forever was really good, and Storm. So yeah, all in all, I like it. Like you said, he has the rock elements on tracks like Play Ball, tracks like Titan, you know, and other records. There's the rock elements, and it kind of reminds me of kind of like grunge rock, almost like Nirvana, Kurt Cobainish type, riffs when I hear the guitars and the melodies and different things like that. But I like what he's doing. I think it's different. Like I said, I would never say I like it better than Angelic Hood Rat, but I think the Supercut is very solid as well. So shout out.
Let me ask you a question. Does he remind you of what is it, XXon a little bit?
No, for me, he reminds me of JID when he does the fast rap style. Now, granted, I haven't heard Angelic Hood Rat the original, and there's a lot more rap elements to that one than there is to this one. He's also been on songs with IDK and JID. They got a song called Serial, which was on the deluxe of IDK's album. So yeah, for me, lyrically and the way he raps, he reminds me of JID and Grip and Deontay Hitchcock, kind of, guys like that who kind of have that, rapid fire rap style that not very many people in the game can do. Now, I can see where you would feel that because of the rock elements, but I mean, like there's so many people with rock elements in their stuff now. I mean, Wayne did it at one point. Tyler has rock elements in some of his stuff. So, I just, he's experimental and he tries to think outside of the box and do things that not everybody else is doing.
All right. Next up, man, we got Mickey Fax, Blue, and Knox with The Narrative. It's an EP. I've heard this before. I definitely went back and listened to it again. Probably my favorite track on there is Dark Souls. I really like how Mickey kind of story told, his experience with a cop. Rain with Asher Roth, Roll Up and Stay Down would probably be the tracks that stand out to me. Short project, only 20 minutes. I think I've heard some talk they may do like a part 2 of this, but yeah, I definitely enjoyed it, man. It's my first time even listening to like a Mickey project, but I thought he did a good job. I know you're familiar with Blue and Blue's Back Outside. Knots is someone who's always made like good beats or whatever, so I thought the whole combination of those three, the project is an easy listen, but it's a good listen.
Yeah, I mean, I agree. Yeah, Mickey Fax Soul verse on Dark Soul, probably the verse of the album. If you ask me, that's probably the best verse on the entire album. I mean, Mickey showed up on every track. He did what we know Mickey Fax. Those who know Mickey Fax before, Rafe, people who know what Mickey Fax does and what he's capable of. He did exactly what we expected him to. But highlight and Blue was very good as well. I think Blue feels more at home on production like I don't know, maybe stuff that he did with Exile, or maybe even the Color Blue album that we're gonna cover later on another pod. I think he feels more at home on that type of production, but I don't feel like he slacked any on this project. I thought he still did his thing.
Mm-hmm.
How for me, Freedom, Roll Up, Rain, obviously featuring Asher One, and like I said, Dark Souls. Mickey had probably the verse of the album with that one.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I thought it was dope too.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. Definitely. And next up, man, we got Big Sean and Hit Boy. What You Expect EP. Another easy listen, just 19 minutes. What a Life is fire. The One. I mean, I don't know. I mean, really don't even have to go down like the track list. I mean, really every song on here is good. He went off, me personally, I thought maybe the Hit Boy was gonna rap on this, but you definitely did the production, but it's fire. I mean, Sean was like really in his bag, like going off. So I enjoyed it, man. I think what on one part of What a Life he referenced what he freestyled or something.
Yeah,
So
the
yeah.
whole song.
Yeah, he went off, man. He went off. Chaos is a good record. So the whole project is good. I definitely recommend people check it out. What were your thoughts?
Yeah, I like Chaos, Loyal to a Fault was dope. They just recently dropped a video for that too. So that's something for you to check out if you still into videos. Into It was dope too.
Mm-hmm.
Like Life, he said he freestyled that whole track. If that's true, I think that's impressive. Uh, yeah, like you said, not very long of a project. It's an EP.
Mm-hmm.
Quick, easy listen, but I thought it was well done.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah, for sure, man. Next up, bro, we got Mick Jenkins with Elephant in the Room. I really enjoyed this project. Got a chance to listen to it in the gym, which is like, I don't know, normally whenever we're like reviewing projects, I don't know, for some reason I like listening to stuff in the gym because I got the headphones on and I can like really hear the instruments or what they're saying or whatever. My favorite track off this project is Scottie Pippen. And it's interesting. I know, this is a hip hop pod or whatever, but kind of similar to what we was talking about with the whole Kanye thing. I know Scotty is catching a lot of flack right now for his opinions about Jordan or whatever, but Scottie Pippen, man, he's got to be one of the most referenced athletes in music, right? I mean, like you always hear his name in everything. You know what I'm saying? Like everybody's got either a Scotty bar or Scotty line, like all the time, right?
Sure, and I mean some of those references might not be necessarily due to him. It might be due to people that he was previously tied to. But regardless of that, yeah, there's definitely a lot of Scottie Pippen references in hip hop. Absolutely.
Yeah. So we got Scottie Pippen. That's my favorite track on here. DUI, Speed Racer, uh, Reflection, and Is This Cigarettes. That was fire. But yeah, it's my first time listening to Mick. It was an easy listen, man. It was an easy listen. I like the name of his label. Um, I don't know if this is his label or whatever, but it's called Cinematic Music Group. That's fire to me. But the album cover is dope too. What were your thoughts?
Yeah, I enjoyed. Production was very kind of heavily jazz based, which I'm a big fan of jazz in general. So anytime the production is kind of jazz based, I'm gonna like that.
Mm-hmm.
Jenkins is an incredible lyricist. Just off the top, like his way of being able to describe things lyrically and just the detail that he puts into his writing is incredible to me. Definitely most underrated lyricist, in the game right now. If you ask me, I don't even think a lot of people really know about Mick Jenkins like that for real. But highlights for me, Context, Scottie Pippen, Gucci Tried to Tell Me is fire, Truffles. I think the song was called Things You Could Die From While Being Black. I think maybe was the name of the song. That was fire as well. Reflection and Rug Burn. I liked all of those. And really, I didn't feel like there was a bad song on the album after in totality. I just feel like, some songs I like better than others. But I don't feel like there was a bad song on this project at all. I thought it was dope.
Yeah, I definitely agree, man. Last but not least, man, we got Marlin Craft, How We Intended. This is dope, man. I mean, I was kind of curious to hear, we had just covered him recently with Home Court Advantage Volume 1. But this project was good, man. I don't know. I don't know which one I would say I like better. I feel like he probably rapped better on this one. But again, there were songs like Tom Thibodeau and other songs he had on the other project that I liked a lot. But yeah, this is a good project, man. It really showed like this guy is he's somebody to be taken serious, man. He's not playing. Hoodie Weather, Grateful, Whatever, Road Tripping is fire. The Working Man, Loyal.
Katori Walker snapped on Loyal.
Yeah. In the end. So yeah, man. I mean, it's an overall great project. Those who don't know much about Marlin Craft, definitely check him out. Where's he from, Mike?
He's like, no, but I don't want to lie on the pod.
Yeah. I don't know where he's from. I'm just looking at him like, man, like where's this guy from? But yeah, I mean, I like his style, man. He's definitely lyrically sharp.
He's from New York. Yeah.
New York. Okay.
That's why all the New York references like Julius Randle and Tom Thibodeau. Yeah, he's from. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
About it for.
Okay, yeah, it's fire, man. I enjoyed the project, and I think Marlin, it's one of those guys who should get some press and some marketing dollars put behind him.
Yeah, Marlin's dope. I mean, that was part of the reason why I suggested Home Court Advantage Volume 1, for the listening list. I'll probably say I like Home Court Advantage Volume 1 overall better as an album or a project, whatever you want to call it. But I like this one because it shows his versatility. Like he even gave us singing on tracks like Lot to Give. I enjoyed that one a lot. Hoodie Weather, like you said, was dope. Grateful. Tell Me Today, I thought was really good. I'm not sure if the track is Whenever or Wherever, or maybe it was Whatever. I thought it was Wherever, but I could be wrong. That was dope though as well. Loyal, like you said, Katori Walker Snap, and In the End was dope as well. So yeah, I thought it was a great project. Road Tripping was fired. So yeah, I thought it was a great project. It showed some of his versatility. I didn't even know he could sing a little bit until I heard Lot to Give. So that was to see him, just doing different things, not just, as we call it nowadays, a rapping. He showed some versatility. So I thought that was dope.
Mike, you want to make it a trilogy? He has another project called Space. It's really just an EP, 17 minutes long. You want to add that to the list?
We got time, man. It's up to you. We can add whatever,
Okay.
Hey, we covered on my albums this year.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Let's go ahead and check out that Space Project by Marlin Craft, man.
I
Um,
bet.
all right, man. We got new music of the week. We got Snoop Dogg featuring Benny the Butcher, Jadakiss, Busta Rhymes, Murder Music. What are your thoughts, man?
Fire. That's all I gotta say. Fire.
Yeah, I concur. It's dope, man.
Hey, bro, like, I mean, when you see the track list, you already know what time it is. So,
Yeah.
or the track list, I'm sorry. When you see the features, you already know what time it is. So, like,
Right. And bro, I sent you a little clip thing on Instagram last night. I think that's Snoop featuring Fabulous. So I think this algorithm album is gonna be crazy, man. Like it's
looking like it's gonna be pretty nice, man. So,
yeah.
I'm seeing what we get. Yeah.
Yeah. All right, man. Next up, we got Method Man with The Last 2 Minutes. What were your thoughts on that one?
Pretty much the same thing I just said. Fire. Meth back with the bars. It's always, dope for me. Method Man was one of my initial favorite MCs. Now, if we was to go through the list of my favorite MCs, like chronologically, we'd be here all day. But Meth was definitely one of my favorite first favorite MCs. So it was dope to hear him on the mic. He still got it. Some of those bars were crazy. Fire.
Yeah.
Fire.
If I'm not mistaken, Meth and Conway did a song. Is it called Lemon or something like that?
Please, I think.
Yeah, bro. Yeah, Meth he's sharp, man. He's really good. No, he's really into whole fitness stuff now and acting, but man, the bars, man, he's still like sharp, man. He's still like really good. And I love to see Meth in the verses.
Yeah, his verse on that Lemon Squeeze song was arguably one of the best verses of that year.
Bro.
So, yeah.
Yeah, it ain't every day somebody can like top Conway the Machine, but I'll probably say Meth probably got that verse on that one.
It's fire, yeah.
Yeah. All right, man. Ransom and Rome Streets. What's going on with that?
Something. Y'all forgive me for my absent-mindedness. But I think it's Coupe de Grace was the name of the album.
Okay.
I could be, but Rome Street, Ransom. I want to say 11 tracks. Only notable features that I saw, meaning people that I know, was Shay Nor and The Game, but a lot of different production on here, and some features from some people I've never heard of. So should be very interesting. But we both know that Ransom gets busy. We've heard Rome Streets on several different Griselda projects, so he obviously gets busy. And yeah, I've heard some people in the community say that this was one of the best albums of the year. So, we'll definitely check that out next week, and we'll get back to y'all and let y'all know what's popping with that. But shout out to Ransom and Rome Street, and I look forward to checking this out and seeing what they got.
Yeah, man. Definitely. Ransom definitely gets busy, and I've never really listened to Rome Street, so I definitely look forward to checking it out. What about Travis Scott, man? Is Travis cooking up something new?
Well, I mean, he had a couple of tracks that dropped recently. Trying to remember the name of the song that just dropped the other day. Dystopia, maybe.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not sure. But he just had a track that dropped the other day. It was pretty good. The video was cool. It's
Escape Plan and Mafia single, but on the cover it's talking about this Dystopia is here.
Yeah, I couldn't remember the name of the song. But yeah, I think Escape Plan was the one that I was about. Yeah. Yeah, I thought it was dope. I mean, it's Travis in his bag doing what Travis does, but I thought it was cool. And I thought it was definitely a good way, to get people hyped about the album that he's got coming up. And we spoke about the festival and what took that, but
right.
Obviously he's in new music, so we got to touch it as well. But I thought the songs that he dropped, especially Escape Plan, I thought was pretty good.
Yeah. All right, and last up, we got French Montana with "They Got Amnesia." It's supposed to come out on November 12th. So we'll check that out too, Frenchie. Man, our news segment before our artist spotlight, man. I sent you this video, bro, of Currency and Jermaine Dupri. Bro, it was fire, man. I mean, I love the way how JD was like just chopping and just he was killing it, man. Like the beat was crazy. And from what I saw, a couple little YouTube videos that they're supposed to be working on a project together. I don't know if it's gonna be an EP or a full album, but it's gonna be crazy, man. I think JD probably got a chip on his shoulder right now. He probably felt kind of disrespected, people thinking that Diddy or Dre or just smoke him in the verses. So maybe JD back outside to let people know, hey, ain't nothing to be taken lightly.
I mean, JD has been like, you know what I'm saying? You can't work with the level of people that he works with and not be nice. You know, people get caught up in the Jagged Edge and the Escape tracks and Bow Wow and, forget that this dude's done hits. He's written for, tons of people. And like, as he said, he's in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. Give that man his props. Or I'm sorry, the Songwriters Hall of Fame. I'm sorry. Forgive me for that. He's in the Songwriters Hall of Fame. So give the man his props. You know what I'm saying? JD's been doing his thing, and he's been nice with the production. Like we talk about Kanye with the samples, like JD, him, Diddy, these guys who, like Diddy at one point even said, put out an album on Bad Boy called We Invented the Remix. I see that if anybody invented the remix, you probably talk about Jermaine Dupri, in my personal opinion. But that's just how I feel about it. Currency, JD, two Southern legends. It's going to be fire. What is there to say?
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. I didn't know Currency was from the South. Where's he from?
Currency from the South. I could be wrong.
Oh, okay.
If I am, cut this out.
Okay, yeah, that's what's up though. But yeah, it's fire, man. By the way, how that whole thing even came together, he made a song about JD, and I guess it just caught JD's attention, and he brought him into the lab, man. So if that's all you got to do, I'm gonna make a song tonight called Jeff Bezos. You know what I'm
saying? I'll make a song called Elon.
Yeah, exactly, man, exactly. Artist spotlight, man. I wanted to show some love to this man, DJ Battlecat, man. He is like one of my favorite producers. I like him a lot, man. And I love the thing I love about Battlecat, man. I almost think he does too much. Like he's on his live, he's always playing new music. I'm like, man, like save some of it, man. Give us something to be excited about. But he stays on live. The guy's probably got a million beats, man. Like he's always cooking up something. Who's born Kevin Gilliam. He is a American hip hop producer. He's a disc jockey. He's from South Los Angeles, California. He started out as a battle DJ, competing in the 1988 New Music Summer seminar. And then he went on to produce for big acts that we all love, like Snoop Dogg, Tupac, The Game, Exhibit, the East Siders, and a big long list of other rappers. He also he was also a member of the Neighborhood Rollin' 60 Crips. And he went on to produce the 1993 anthem called Bangin' on Wax, which was a collaboration for the Bloods and the Crips that went gold. In 2009, he produced a special song called A Soldier Never Dies, dedicated to a fallen Marine, Anthony Vargas. DJ Battlecat is a DJ of the Worldwide DJ Organization, the core of DJs. And also, man, the thing I love about Battlecat on his lives, he's telling people what softwares to get. You always see him at concerts before they set up. He's telling people what devices he's using. So he's not one of those people that he got on. He's being stingy with the information. He's telling people and also the songs that he plays on the live streams, he's telling people, hey, I did this in Pro Tools, I did this with this program or Reasons or whatever. So he's one of those guys, man, that because sometimes it's real hard for people who want to do something, and you got people who are already doing it and they don't give you any information whatsoever. So Battle Cat has never been that way. He's always given the information out. When Snoop got took over the role with Def Jam, he definitely wanted to work with Battle Cat because he knew that the marriage that they have in the music sense, that they could really bring that essence and true spirit back to New York. And you just see it like with everything that's going on right now with the Algorithm album. It sounds amazing. We always talk about Snoop and Dre, but a lot of Snoop's work, also Snoop has a good history of work with Pharrell also, but man, him and Battle Cat, they got some bangers and some anthems, man. So Battle Cat is one of those guys that, just everybody in the West Coast know they have to work with. He can play all kinds of instruments, samplers, keyboard, drums, synthesizers. One of my favorite songs on the Streets to the Sweets album is called Sitting on Blades. And that's him doing the, I forgot what you call it, the whole thing that the Zapp brothers was using. It's kind of like not auto-tune, but I think it's called like a vocoder, singing on that. Battle Cat is doing that. He's associated with Tupac, Corrupt, the Dog Pound, Exhibit, Ice Cube. The list goes on, but definitely want to give some flowers to DJ Battle Cat. You're a legend. Keep doing what you're doing, man. Much appreciated. And I thank you so much for the information that you always give out as far as telling us what instruments to get or what programs to definitely look into. What are your thoughts about Battle Cat before we wrap up, Mike?
I mean, big facts, man. I don't really have anything to add. I concur with everything that you just said. And most people in the West Coast, I feel like, are pretty aware of, his legend. Maybe some, maybe on the East Coast and other regions may not be as familiar. But I know specifically that Banging on Wax record that you were talking about. I was actually talking with a couple of my homies from the H-Town a couple months ago about that record and just the impact that record had when it came out. So now, obviously, that was '91. So I'm when I heard it, it was on the run back, Mm-hmm. But yeah, just at the time, the impact that record had was very huge, and he was an integral part of that. So yeah, shout out to Battle Cat and continue doing what you're doing, man. You're a real legend.
Yeah, for sure. Mike, give everybody your social media information before we wrap up.
All right, so it's M1C_CH3CK. Mike Check, the I is a 1, the E is a 3, underscore in the middle. That simple.
All right, you can go to Facebook and look for Terrance Hill. Make sure you like and follow my page. My Instagram is Terrance Hill the Great. That's one word. Again, Terrance Hill the Great on Instagram. Make sure you follow me there. And on YouTube, look for Terrance Hill Music. That's all one word, because if not, you're going to find the actor. So again, Terrance Hill Music on YouTube. And while you're there, be sure to like and subscribe to Double ETV Media as well. I want to thank everybody for tuning in to this week's episode of Terrance and Mike, the Sleeping Giants. We'll see you next time. Take care.